good evening. I am your lead anchor and master of the most powerful news show in the world. That's right, you guessed it. It's time for the Upland Action News. Today in the Upland Action News, there is a lot going on. I mean, a lot going on. And I am extremely riled up. We have so many little bits and segments and whatnot. We're going to meet my brother today with a new segment called Deep Dive with Emmet McGuire. We have started a new series called Off the Record, and we will be presenting clips from that show later in the episode. We will also be giving a t-shirt away. More news on that at the end of the show, so stick around and get ready for the action! Our lead story today comes from my brother Emmet McGuire with a segment called Deep Dive with Emmet McGuire. All right, ladies and gentlemen, why don't you introduce yourself?
Well, thank you, brother. It's my first time here on the Upland Action News. Emmet McGuire, reporting live from the Dublin House.
That's the Dublin House there in Upland, is that right?
That is correct.
What?
On Dublin Street, 138 Dublin Street is the address. I just purchased the property next to it yesterday.
Very good. Yes.
Basically, what I'd like to do is just kind of do some deep dives into the Upland world, the community that you introduced me to. I've only been involved for, let's say, a month. Started off as a visitor like the rest, finally made my way into an Uplander, purchased 20 properties by now, and collected all the blue collections so far. I don't consider myself a pro, but I love doing research and learning more about the game and sharing that research with your community.
Excellent. And it is my community indeed, as well as it is your community. And it is your community to the viewers at home.
And I do feel that when I visit the Discord channel. Let me tell you, a warm welcoming in the Upland fans page. You see a lot of people talking about how the developers pay attention to what the people are saying. The people that are playing, the developers pay attention to what they're saying. Love that.
You gotta love that.
We've dabbled over the years, but this one seems different. You felt it right from the beginning, and you told me. You told me right from the beginning. You felt it. You've had a couple ideas that you've already spawned, and look at what's happening now. Upland Action News. So proud of you. And
we are well underway. We are well underway. We have the Upland Action News. Here we are in episode 2. We've got the Left House FM movie theater over there on Fillmore Street, and a whole lot more coming. You're absolutely right. So you wanted to take a look at, was it the roadmap or Genesis Week? You wanted to discuss the what has happened, and we're 1 month away from there. What do you got for us?
Well, actually, we're 1 month past Genesis Week, aren't we? Upland was a year old a month ago.
Correct.
And now we're 1 month past Genesis Week. Here we are, taking a look back at the roadmap, because, to be honest with you, I'm new to the game, and I didn't see this when it came out a month ago.
All right, well, let's take a look at that roadmap.
From what you've told me that you've already started doing with building some communities and really reaching out with the network on Discord, as well as starting the Left House Theater, it just seems like you're one of these guys who's really pushing kind of what Upland is aiming to be, which is developing neighborhoods, and eventually those neighborhoods are going to become collections outside of what's already available, right? You're going to have a lot of things that you can add on to your properties, it seems like. I've seen a little 3D animations on one of the founders' Twitter pages that just looks beautiful, you know? I mean, they're talking about you can take planes, trains, and automobiles across San Francisco pretty soon here. It's exciting!
It's very exciting. There's a lot of layers and levels, and you could feel during Genesis Week there was a lot of hype leading to some of these new developments. For example, they had there on the 4th of July party.
I was excited for that event, and I missed it somehow. I know I could have gone back after the fact and watched it, but I just feel like I feel like somehow getting that information across for how these things are played out is partly our duty now, you know, to make sure that people don't miss events like this, because
It's
events
true.
are such a major ordeal in Upland.
It's quite sort of daunting though to the task of like expressing this information in a very simple way, because you know, it's almost like getting into crypto or in blockchain in the beginning, or any of these things that you get into. It's like when you see it, you see the magic, but then you try to like express that magic to somebody else and you just sound like a kook, like basically an idiot, you know? So I know I sound like an idiot 9 times out of the 10 of the day.
But the best thing about that is that that's what builds the hunger for learning more about the functionalities and how this thing works, and being a part of it from the beginning, from the ground up here, you know.
That's correct.
I mean, I feel like with Upland, we are a part of forming what's to come, you know.
It's exactly what the founders of Upland seem to really want, and you know, they've said it to me more times than one, that they're looking forward to the day when they can step away, and the real world economy that drives Upland is functioning, and you know, it's people like us, people like you at home, the viewer, who they're hoping will get creative and take this canvas, if you will. Upland is like a canvas. You know, Gabi, one of the other members of the UCN, he has a motto that is use it to your advantage. You know, there is several opportunities for advantage in this game.
Everything starts with the thought. So once you think it, you know, and you start communicating it, then just start building it, and look at what's already been built in the year they've been around here.
Yeah, and you know, there's a lot of people doing some really cool things. There's you know, besides the other members in the UCN, you know, and they've got the, you know, ThankMeLater, and Too Stupid to Win has the Upland UpX podcast. And then, you know, there's Upland Central. There's, you know, I mean, there's like a lot of people doing a lot, and there's a lot of people outside the UCN that are starting to build it, like the Upland Global News, our main competitor.
Mm-hmm. They're hiring
the news space.
Now. They're hiring.
They're hiring. You know, we're not though, because we're got
not
a
hiring
full team. Right, we got a full team. So if you're not looking for a job, come over to the Upland Action News. The
NTF gallery here is something we can talk about real quick.
Hit me.
I say one of Upland's special superpowers is the way it makes blockchains and NTF technology effortlessly accessible to mass markets. What does that mean? That means NTF owners can potentially use the Upland to gain access to a customer's audience beyond their reach elsewhere. While there are numerous reasons for Upland being built on the EOS blockchain, a part of the NTF market is found on other blockchains such as Ethereum. This is why Upland will offer an innovative service that would allow Uplanders to bring NTFs from other blockchains, Ethereum, into the Upland via escrow services, and offer them for sale to other Uplanders at any point. So they're bringing real world into this game, which is another thing that Dirk talked about. I mean, that's insane.
Yeah, it's next level. A lot going on.
Going on, and that was a deep dive with Brian McGuire's brother, Emmet McGuire. I'll be back next week.
I mentioned at the top of our show, we have a new exclusive interview series called Off the Record, starting this Sunday. Our first guest, ThankMeLater. He owns more properties than you do. He owns Upland Guru. He also runs the Upland Fans Discord channel. Here are a few clips from the upcoming episode of Off the Record.
On the record or off the record?
It's interesting to me because, like, what was it? I think I heard was it, or maybe it was on your guys' podcast or something like that. Was there something like just a couple of days ago, there was like 600 people that joined Upland in like a day or something like that?
Oh yeah, that's probably with the recent Brave ads.
Yeah.
Those have been driving up a lot of business. So
That's great.
Yeah.
How do you even find these numbers?
Well, there is a wallet count. So every Uplander gets a wallet.
Right.
So there's a couple websites that track it. So you can go to the chain and see how many active wallets there are.
Gotcha.
You can actually see like UpX holders. So like the top UpX holders, like who's sitting. There's a bunch of accounts that have like 500,000 UpX that have had it for as long as I've been around, that are just
right.
Who obviously don't understand how the game works, because UpX doesn't get interest. It doesn't add value. It's not going to ever increase in value. So.
Okay, so you're super familiar with like stable coins and what they are and how they work and whatnot for the most,
No, actually, nope. So I got to learn about stable coins because people keep comparing. They want to make analogies. They say, oh, inaugurals are like stable coins. I don't know what a stable coin is.
Okay, so like in my opinion, like I'm starting to feel like the UpX is almost like a stable coin if it stays to like, what is it, like 1,000 is $1, right? Like it's sort of like, so if that is that always going to be the case?
Per the white paper, I mean, that's the plan, is that they want to keep that consistent and not have it, because like they're never, like you'll see it, they're not going to put it up on trading because that'll cause a bunch of regulatory issues. So
okay, all right. When I think of like UpX, as long as it stays sort of to the dollar, then it kind of is a stable coin in a way, but like you have this ability to like gain on it by way of game.
So it's interesting because all the crypto people think about how am I going to make money off of it?
Right.
Where like gamers just are like, how do I don't want to say win, because most games you can't win, but like, how do you become one of the best? Like, how do you achieve most properties, or how do you win the most challenges, or stuff like that. So for me, it's competition. So that's what drives me.
Gotcha. That's very cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So like at the end of the day, like, I mean, I've put in ridiculous amounts of money into like Elder Scrolls Online, and who hasn't spent their life in World of Warcraft or bought virtual goods elsewhere. Like for me, it's the same thing. Like buying this virtual property is me just buying inventory. Like as much as people hate the phrase pay to win, it's usually just a pay to win game for me. I just go, it's an app store game. I can use my Apple Pay to play it just like you do Clash of Clans, but I'm buying properties and building up so I can do treasure hunts, which I don't do anymore. But the live events.
You quit doing treasure hunts? Yeah,
I haven't done treasure hunts in probably like 2 months.
Really?
Like it's only been out for like 2.5. Yeah, it's really good. So actually, if you crunch the numbers from, okay, if you were going to say buy the Nob Hill collection or buy 10 strategically placed properties around the map that weren't a part of any collection, and you were to increase your, all you'd have to do is win like 2 exclusives a month to even out. Like, so you would make more off of finding 2 exclusives a month versus the interest from a fairly premium collection. So it's really interesting when you start breaking down the numbers. It's way more profitable. Like if you look at the players who are good at it, they've made more than I've made on interest, more than most people will make on interest in a given month on that. So it's actually kind of interesting, but it's a lot of work. Like people don't realize, like you have to get good and you have to understand the arrows and know how everything, to know the right places to jump. And if you fall out of practice, it's very hard to get back into the rhythm.
Green Turtle, is this his true story? Like he made his way all the way to just by doing treasure hunts? Is that
so between treasure hunts and community events? So we're actually going to be doing an article for his Meet the Uplander article that I'm doing on him. We're doing kind of a background on how he turned $5 into, over $1 million account. He did get lucky. I was running a lot of community events early on, and I had a fairly big one when I hit 21 of 21 collections. And so I was having everyone visit Disney World, or the Disney Museum that I have, and he ended up winning that. And then he turned that into a couple other contest wins, and then, hundreds of thousands in treasure hunt wins. With a handful of properties. It's crazy. Like, most of his money has come from treasure hunts. It's
brilliant.
Really cool. I got one more fan requested item. So people were very, very disappointed. My avatar obviously has a top hat.
Yes.
So.
All right. Here we go.
So I brought my top hat.
That's amazing. You look beautiful.
This is it's a Christie's of London.
Yeah.
100% horsehair. It's a very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice top hat.
That's a citizen of Upland's hat. That's definitely, that's a man about town. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Oh, indeed. Yeah, I go to fancy parties.
Our closing action story for today is a very exciting one, and it is titled How to Get 1 Million UPICs for Free. It is legal and it is simple. What, he's here? He's on air now? Yeah, of course. Yeah, bring him in. Bring him into the studio. We'll do it live. Bring him in. We'll do it live. Thing sucks. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is unexpected, but what a huge honor. We have a president surprise. He's your president and mine, Ronald T. Rump.
Hello, Left House. How are you? It's great to be here in the Upland Action News studio. You're doing tremendous work.
Well, since we have you, let's just jump right into it. There is a huge war going on in the big battle at the over Mint Hill over there. So let me just ask you, are you the leader of the Mint Hill mob?
Well, I have had some bad reporters in my time, but this just takes the cake, Mr. You're clearly not trying hard enough. What's up with you anyways? Who cares about a little mob action?
Well, Mr. Rump, it's clear you've made a lot of money in real estate. So why don't you break off a few tips for the citizens of Upland and share with them what neighborhoods would you recommend them buying in right now?
Look here, Left House. I know real estate. I had some of the biggest hotels full of beautiful women, but I was always faithful to my wives. I did my homework and bought property in some of the most exciting and great areas in Upland. I believe the Bell Patch is a very hot spot for moving forward. Did you know that they have the best burgers in San Francisco? I just ate one before my flight. I had the minced llama pate with grape poupon. It was delicious.
Mr. Ronnie, are you on the toilet?
Look, I don't have much time left here, so let's stick to the news. Left House, last question.
All right, well, fair enough. Last question. Mr. Ronald President, do you have an innie or an outie belly button?
Oh, I don't know why you people continue to promote this fake news. I have some really big problems right now. I think I might have just peed on the budget report.
Did you pee on the budget, or was it a sex worker? Is that what they're called now? Yeah, sex worker?
Fake news. Your show should be called the Upland Sleepy News Report. You probably smoke pop.
President Rump, everybody. Well, now it's time to talk about the t-shirt giveaway. If this episode gets up to 50 likes, then we're going to spin the wheel and give away this amazing, beautiful Upland t-shirt. This could be yours, folks. All you have to do is hit the like button, share this page with Grandma, get her to hit the like button, and win the shirt. Good morning, good noon, and good night. We'll see you next week.